So that was the first and maybe the greatest lesson in terms of relationships from the media, from the internet, from YouTube. If you know and you want to learn from Dana White slapping his wife at a bar, in a nightclub, and how you can avoid those kinds of situations, and in fact how you can turn things around, this video will give you the answers. Number one, first off, let's make it clear, who is Dana White? He is the big boss of the UFC, the president. He's kind of like the founder. He's like somebody who made it a multi-million-dollar company, incredible success. But in his relationship, he's been married to the same woman for over 30 years, since they were 12. So this thing that he did, it was something like this. It was a slap. It was not a punch. He didn't punch her. It's not domestic violence. It is not abuse. She slapped him first. So you got to realize, when you slap somebody, you're kind of giving them permission that, you know, they could possibly slap you back. It doesn't matter who you are, men and women. It's just human nature, okay? Let's still consider the human factor. And that's a natural tendency. These guys were drinking, and of course, Dana White, being a man, big and muscular, he slapped her like this. He did not go like all the way and build momentum. He was just minor slap, and then they got into, you know, people help and all that stuff. Okay, things aside, what is the lesson for you, for me, for everyone? So let me check here. The first thing is, women, you know, if you respect your man, you can love him, but if you don't, you do not love him. So never, ever disrespect your man. In public, in private, in the bedroom, doesn't matter. Never disrespect your man, because that is the, you know, a man wants your respect, and he may not want all your praise and shit, but he wants to feel respected. If you don't, that's not gonna help your relationship. That is not gonna help you love him, because you think he's either not good enough or something else, or he's just, you know, messing up all the time, and you think or you feel you're superior to him, and that's not a loving thing to do. And men, you shouldn't disrespect your women either, okay? But this is mostly because women, when they disrespect their man, they cannot love him. So if you're disrespectful towards your man, you gotta ask yourself, do I really love him? Do I really feel attracted to him? Instead of being disrespectful, you should say and tell him what is going on, right? Help him, in other words. Number two, let me see. Yes, be forgiven. Dana White talked in the open. He said, I admit to it. He owned up to it. And he said that his wife and him made peace. They're cool. And they were home and they were worried about their kids. What does that mean? It only means that she was forgiven. He was forgiven. And that is what every couple should be like, forgiving people. Make sense? Let's do that. The next thing is, I should say number three. Let me just make sure I don't miss out anything. Yes. The one thing that I really like Dana White for, and this goes way back to like a few years ago, 5-6 years ago, when I first heard of him. I saw him talk, and I thought, there's something to him. He's a man. He's not a little kid, little boy making up excuses, chickening out, running away from situations. He's always owned up to his mistake, or he defends his people. He stands up as a man, as a leader, and he did the same this time. He said, I'm sorry, there's no excuse, I messed up. Whether justified or not, I can tell you that he was right to own up to it. He said, people defend me, you don't need to defend me. I think that what I did was wrong. That's his words. That's what a man does. And if you're a man and you can't accept you messed up, you gotta think twice. This is a lesson for your relationship. I mean, this man been married for 30 years. Think 30 years, the same person. They know each other since they were 12. Man, everyone I know who's been married for that long, they are both forgiving. They own up to it. The man is a leader, and he is a forgiving person too. And he, even though he was disrespected first, He shouldn't have slapped her, perhaps. What would you have done? Let me know in the comments. What would you have done if your wife had slapped you in the face while you're partying out of the club, and then she starts yelling all kinds of things at you, right? But he was a man. He owned up to it. He apologized to her, I'm sure. He also came out in the open, in the public, to the public know that he apologized. He says, we're cool, but I made a mistake. So he accepts his mistakes. Do you accept your mistakes? If you do, great job. If you don't, you gotta ask yourself why. Maybe you need to work on that. Anyway, this is the biggest lesson. So to summarize, number one, never disrespect your man or woman. Number two, be kind, be forgiving. And number three. If you're a man, own up to it. Don't make excuses. I say excuses are for losers.